Doesn't feel like that's a good color, but maybe it is. Guess I haven't done a video in a while. That doesn't seem... is what it is. How's everyone doing today? Let's see. Don't want to do that yet. Back over here. Let's see where we left off. Alright, that color doesn't look that bad. My watch. Just FYI, leaving your watch charging for almost 24 hours is not good for your watch. Alright. Let's see where I left off. I did that. Oh, dbeaver. Update. Don't show the version. Alright. While working in data editor, you can apply the filter using the value from clipboard. And control enter. And connection. There we are. I don't remember this being there. Maybe it was. Who knows? All right. Thought I was going to go to the gym today. I don't know. I've been out of it, not off. Well, what I consider out of it for almost a week now. So let's see. What is the last thing we were talking about? Notification, refresh. Early release, immediate. Element to turn on. Oh, let's tell everybody we're live. Everyone, I'm live. And hang out on my birthday. Not birther day. Yep. And let's go here and here. What were some of the... Oh, I wanted to talk about the communication. I like this font right here in this size. Don't try to be valuable. Yeah, it's not your communication. I did this in the chat GPT and I talked about communication. And then look at this person over here. Look at this guy. This is not even paying attention. But it titled it communication. Be prepared. Yeah. What What were some of the other ones? What you're really going to do? Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Be a good business partner, what you can't control. Yeah, I think I need to get a little bit more credibility before I throw that one out. Maybe what was the last... Let me see what the last thing I posted was. Count. Auto captions. Understanding the group by. I think I need to... Compressing the group by. Maybe we need to talk about that for a minute. Thank you, everyone. Hey, Nico. Hey, Jan. Thank you very much, both of you. How is everyone doing today? A long time no talk with the holidays, and had family in town. So I've been, and what was very interesting is, hang on, what is the 3-hour disconnected? Oh, okay. Forgot the DB. Let me just show you this while we're talking about this. Let me see if you can see. Not that. DBeaver. It went away. What? When I went to it, it has a little clock that tells you when it's going to disconnect. It said I had 3 hours on my connection, and now it's gone since I clicked on it. All right. Anything we want to cover today? Thank you very much. I don't think I've seen it. It's Zukuru. Hope you're doing well. Glad to have you here. I don't think I've seen you here before. I want to help with the group by and the compressing of how the group by works, because that can be very tricky for individuals learning SQL. And I'm not going to lie, it took me a minute, to really wrap my head around. Oh, but where I've been, see if my phone is, not my phone, my watch. What did I get on Christmas? I got a bunch of stuff that I needed. I got a new green screen. I got to set it up. I did not do that yet. I'm very excited about the new green screen I got, because I have a makeshift, and it's very cumbersome, and it sits in the corner, and it's when it's not being used, it's very unappealing, and it's very bulky, and it takes up a lot of space. Hey, how is this color right now? Does it seem natural, or because I guess since I haven't streamed in a while, and I went outside just a few minutes ago, and my lenses were black, and I don't know if sometimes when they pick up stuff, it messes up the setting, and I didn't know if I needed to restart it. But how does the color seem right now? But I got a few hoodies, a nice long sleeve pullover. I got a bunch of great stuff. Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate it. I got a controller. You got a controller for your PC and a drone. Nice. And a retro Atari. That's so funny. We just pulled out our retro Atari gaming. Like a modern day Atari, or the really, really, like the original Atari. Because I got one a bunch of Christmases ago. It was to look like an old Atari, but it wasn't. It had all modern components. Like, do you have the old Atari, and you have to hook it up, and you have an VH? We had a slider control for what signal to send out. UVH, VH. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. Let me show you what I used to have to use old 80s, 1980s UHF switch. Check this out. Let me pull this up, move this over here. This is what we had, and this is what... Check this out. I didn't know it was by Sony. This is how you controlled when you'd go back and forth to your TV. And actually, it didn't even... I knew it as... TV set game. This might be another one. I remember it saying VHF, UHF. Let me see if I can do it. See, it did not. Antenna. We're getting close. And then you had these. See these right here? Let me pull up another one. Let me show you this, so you can kind of see what it is. You had these little prongs, and you had set screws at the back of the television, and you would hook this up over it, and you'd screw this back down. It was the craziest thing. Let's see. It's not like one of those super big old Ataris. It's the very small, need big chunky screens. Okay, awesome. Yeah. I think that was the one that I got. But yeah. This is the original switches that we had, and this still feels modern. But look, I want you to look at this. 75. I want to find the one that I know we had, and I could have sworn it said like UHF, VHF. You had three things coming and going to the game, going to the TV, and then the cable in. Now I want to find it. This is closer. Let me show you this one. Oops. I can't get my stuff together today. Sorry, everybody. I'm way behind. Woke up late. Left my watch charging. I broke all the rules. This month's been weird. Yeah. VHF, UHF. The signals. Video like cable, and UHF like, the way I remember it is that being like in the antenna. That's why I remember it. That was the Atari antenna cable. Then Atari started coming up with their own, and you would just switch it with whatever component you wanted to watch. And you just slid this back and forth. There's a modern day one. I remember it saying UHF and VHF. Maybe this is... Oh, this is... Now hang on. I think I made up the connectors. I remember this set. I guess we had a bunch of them. Connect to antenna, game, connect to TV, VHF. Don't remember where this went. But yeah, it was crazy. All right, let's see what else. Only 2 days until 2025. Yep, you're right. Let's see, right. Gonna save this for later. Duty's call. Thank you, Jan, for stopping by. Thanks, Jan, for coming. Yeah, 2 days. That's it. Windows XP. Windows XP was released 23 years ago. That's unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 48 today. So, all right. Let's see. Don't know exactly what we're going to do, because I need to be done in about an hour. And I'm going to head to Jiu-Jitsu today for what's called Open Mat, because I wasn't able to go yesterday because I had to change a water heater. That is always fun. And I made some really bad, well, not bad choices, but some choices that kind of caught me off guard. I was cutting the copper tubing, and it was causing it to flail. Yeah, this is what I grew up with. Here's the original Atari. Like, I remember the game, Barnstormer, and then here's the new one. Yeah, here's the flashback that you and I have and had. Yeah. But I was cutting some copper yesterday, and it was flaring out on the end, and I was using shark bites because I didn't want to solder. It wasn't my house, it was my parents' house, and I really didn't want to be doing any soldering. I'll do it. I don't like it. I'm not great at it, and especially it's probably been 5 or 6 years since I've done it last, so just being old, knowing that not doing something for 5 or 6 years is just asking for trouble, and it was in some weird places and lots of things around to go wrong. And you have to, everything has to be perfect for soldering, or for me. So I was cutting with a cutting tool. Copper cutting tool. Yeah, and I used a Milwaukee, and I was shocked. There's one like this. It wasn't this one. I probably should have used this one. Used one of these.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Hey, Scooter. How are you? Thank you for all my streamers. You're very nice to me. I love it. I'll be done in a little bit and we can hang out. You want to go to jiu-jitsu with me? Okay, just checking. Alright. Okay, so actually, and these rollers here were warping the copper on the sides, and the shark bites weren't going in right. So, alright, I digress. So let's figure out what I want to show with Excel. Save as. I'll move this over here. As I don't want that there. Documents. Yeah, I want to put it here. SQL examples. SQL examples. Yeah. All right. And let me delete this. Yes, permanent delete. All right. Even though, oh, you really can't do a Control Z on that. Okay. All right. So, what do I want? Let's do date, type, and value. All right. 12. Today, 2024. Type 1, type 2, type 1, type 3, type 1, type 2, type 3, type 1, and value. So let me just and we'll do this 6th. I meant to do that as the 5th. Sorry. All right. So here we are. Like if we were to do this as a sum, it'd be, we may export some of this to work over here. Let's see. Invoices. Probably be more like invoices we do. Yeah, let's see if we can export this. It's down here. Export data. That's what we'll do. Database tables, CSV. This is why I like dbeaver so much. It's very, very helpful. Single query. Next. User browse. D. Then documents. I'll put it there. Is that really just it? D and then documents. Oh, it is just normal. Okay. Proceed. There we are. We'll get another one. Convert. There we go. So we don't need any fake data. All right. So let's go back. Because this can be very... So like right here. Can we see... Let's bring this up. There we are. There we are. Yeah, everybody. Yeah. I chopped this off. So we can see some. Oops. Let's do some. Now, so if we throw a filter on here. So this is where SQL becomes really, really, really powerful. Don't need that. Scoot this back. Billing city, billing state, billing country, and there we are. So that's 2,328 and 60 cents. But then if we filter, and I want country, yeah, country. Unselect. So basically, then US. So it'd be the equivalent of doing this. So if we were to group by and do a compression, and so this would become one row. So if we did group by country, so we're going to do this here in a second. So I'm kind of brainstorming here so we can think this all out. So this is kind of the way that I got used to and more comfortable with using SQL and group bys, and it really built very quickly. And having 15 years of programming, this little nudge just catapulted me into, I need to, and then it made me think about how to go through, because I was used to loops and indexing. So I was either looping through up and down or going side to side through a string. So all of these things are very helpful. So some people say learn SQL first and then learn Python. I think if you were to just start with SQL and have to learn SQL to learn programming, I think that's harder, but I'm biased because I did it the other way. So now we can do this here in a second. So we can check this. Get a SQL. So we're looking at invoices. So now select star from, not form, from invoices as I. Come here, run. So this now has everything. Now we're going to do where billing country, I believe. Billing country equal to USA. I don't like that. I don't recommend it. Not having the as, because that can throw you for a loop. So now if we look right here, just USA. We can also see how many rows came out, and we can check it. We don't need that. That's also very handy. Keeping up with how many rows you have, that can be... Vinky, how are you doing? Another journey around the sun. Thank you so much. So, all right. Where are the rows? 91, right? Let me see. Can you see that? 91 rows. 92. So it's counting this top data row. So, boom. They match. So now we can do, we only really care about total. So total. So now I hit this again. Now I have all this, and then we check it. And I have still have 91 rows. So this is an example of incremental development. So I'm just going through here. Right now, I don't think we got, is that the number? Yeah, that is. 523.06. So when you're talking about millions of rows of data, you're going to need to do stuff like this to get this to work. So now since this works, I can comment this out. And now I get, all right, I unfilter, I select everybody, 2328.6. 2328.6. Now, billing country as country. Now, here's aggregate. So I'm compressing all of these. I have a column that is here. Whenever you have an aggregate or a compression function, you have got to have a group by. If you're not handling it inside of here, there is a technique I'll show you. I don't use it that much, but there is a way to make this even more efficient. You can partition over. We'll get to the partition because you're going to need it. But right now, you can do this one of two ways. This may throw an error. Okay. I wasn't sure. Some SQL languages are like, I don't know what this is. You may have to use the original because I'm aliasing this in the same query. Now, I want to show you this. Country is my first column. You can change this to 1. Now, there's a caveat here. This can be helpful and quick, but it's also dangerous. I want to show you why. If I were to add another aggregate function, let's say average of total, this will now throw up because this is now my first column. This is my second column. So this is what's dangerous about using this. Syntax near, forgot this. There we are. But if you do the title of the column, you will never have a problem. So let's rerun this. So now here we are. Oh, I need to alias this as total. Let's see. Any questions so far? All right. So now here we are. And if we look, and we can do some tests. Well, one, we know that this is correct. Technically, since we've already tested this, we know this is a very good working piece. Now, I want to show you something. This is, so the more I've been working on the wording of this. So when you do, it compresses all of them, and the more columns you add, the more sub-compressions. So I'll say that a different way. So when we look at all of the, it compresses like items. That's what I want to say. So if the more detailed this gets, the more columns. So if we were to add every single column back and I still have a sum, it would literally just be this entire piece of information. Because the only way it would happen, actually, the only way you would have it is if you have a duplicate row, and then you'd have to handle that. But now what I want to do is I want to add customer ID right now. So now I want to compress and add customer ID. So now that I've added a new column, and there's a whole debate here about leading commas, trailing commas. All right, I will tell you why you can decide for yourself. I will tell you why I like the leading commas. Because if you have an issue, you can easily comment this out and move on about your day. If you are constantly doing testing and you're having to come to the end and comment out things, you will go bananas. But now I have one aggregate function and two non-aggregate functions. So I need to add a customer ID and another comma down here for my group by. So if I have an aggregate function, you have to group by everything that is not aggregated. All right. So now here I am again. So now I have my customer IDs. Let's bring this up here. So I will know your total purchases from where you are, because if you look right here, 10, 11, 12, and 13 previously were a part of that same total. Ooh, look at this. Oh, I bet that's just random data. And they probably just had everybody buy the same stuff. That's interesting. Well, now part of me wants to know if this is all, well, I know it's all fake data, but now it's caught my eye. And let's do this in order by total as descending. Now, it defaults to ascending. So you don't need to, let's see, what is it? What am I missing? Let's find, just like programming in Python, the more mistakes you make, the better you're going to get, because you're going to get, it says an as syntax error, missing. Order by total. Got my commas. Okay, it was working before we had order, so I like to go back and see why. Order by total as descending. Oh, okay. So here's a caveat. Since this is happening here in this arena, I need to show you this. And then I realized which one I want to attack. I want to do this as, now I remember my next video that I wanted to do for LinkedIn. Hang on a second, let me make notes. Oh, here it is. Ascending, descending. Give me a second. Controlling values. What do I want to do? And then remind me where I left off, and then we'll go back to it. This was because we just did an aggregate function. Just be impactful, be a change agent, be persuasive, keep ego in check. Ascending and descending. Ordering, controlling the values. Controlling the values. Yeah. Is that ascending? That's not ascending. Ascending. Is default. Sending. And multiple control sorting values. Sorting values in SQL. That's what I want to talk about. Oops. Multiple sorts. Multiple multiple sorts to have more control. There we go. That's a pretty good slide. All right, let's go back. Any questions so far? Okay. Wonderful. All right, and then we'll go. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to run this. Show that we have here. That's what I wanted to do. Now I remember. Now I remember where we left off. All right. So now the problem with this, and this is, you're going to get a snapshot of this. This is throwing an error because this is being created in this instance. And SQL's like, I almost said Python. SQL's like, hey, what in the world are you doing? Ooh, that's better. Yeah, I meant been so out of sorts. Yeah, the light's supposed to be on the green screen, not my face. All right. So now we're actually going to look at a CTE. Sometimes I have to look up the definition of a CTE. Common at table exchange, CTE, SQL. That's not it. And why? SQL. Common table expression. All right. So we need to look at this. So let me show you. We get rid of this. Whoa, what was that? Okay. So with total. With total as, there we go. May have the syntax. Select star. Come on. From total. Order by total. I always got to check the syntax on this because I always mess this up. With total as. And we'll go over some things here. Why isn't this liking this? Can I not do a CTE in dbeaver? As. Because this works, right? No way. Okay. Well, we may have, because near as. No, I don't want that. This is perfect syntax, or it appears to be. At near as. dbeaver. Does dbeaver support CTE? CTE does not work in SQL Server dbeaver. Interesting. All right. That's crazy. Common expression. All right, we're going to show you as a subquery. Subquery is not the best. I'm going to show you. There's got to be a way for this to be happening. I'll show you as a subquery, which is not the preferred technique. But if this isn't going to work, we need to know how to do it. So all right, we're going to alias this. Maybe I have a problem with the parentheses. All right, so I'm going to show you as a subquery. Select. This will help from. So this is a results table. A view. A query, an output is nothing more as total. So see, all right, that looks weird, but it just ran again. And that's exactly what we were expecting because I'm querying this results table. And then we are ordering by. Now, since this is a results table, this total, order by total, descending. And I run this. So now, all right. And I want to figure out why, or what the syntax is for a CTE in MySQL. And I guess help contents. Let's see. I'm over on another screen. Table of contents, editors in Beaver, import, export operations, search overview, search, CTE. Which version do I have? Because it says CTE was fixed in 23.3. We're at 24.3. So I'll show you the syntax of what a CTE table would be. The reason why is because they're faster, and the reason also why is you may reuse a subquery or a common table expression, a CTE. So think about when this happens, it creates a view. It creates a table in and of itself, just like this. So when you use a subquery, and if you're using the same subquery over and over and over again, this is how I want you to think about it. It's redoing that. Now, if we were to make this, when you do a CTE, common table expression, it literally stores that information in memory. So instead of reusing it or redoing that subquery, it references it. But if you do it as a subquery, it's literally going to run every single time. So let me show you the syntax of that. Don't know why this isn't running, though. It looks a little different. With total as select, and that's Facebook star from TTL. Okay, now it's working. That doesn't make any sense. All right, doesn't matter. Okay. Because if you're dealing with subqueries, you're going to find that you're using the subquery again because it's there because you needed it. So instead of rerunning that subquery, it's less of it's like if you create a function and then you use that output again. So it's just referencing order by total. Nope. Total descending. And now let's run this again. And there we go. So you are now looking at, so if you look at what you're doing, I want the, and this is where you have to kind of reprogram your brain of visualizing what the information is. It's so I want the top customer. Now, if I would want the top country, so when you get a business partner coming to you and they say, hey, I want to know the top customer by dollar amount out of then you'd say, all right, and you'd start asking questions out of forever or the last month, and they'd go, oh yeah, the last month. So then we would tweak this CTE. I don't want to say subquery, but we'd filter part of our information to extract from the invoice table, because the invoice table has everything. So we would filter this a little bit, or what is the top dollar amount for a country? All right, so then it'd be this, and then we run this again, and now we know it's the Czech Republic, and it's compressed everything because now we're only looking at the country code, the country name, billing country, and we're compressing the totals. And these are these questions. And then here's a really good one. Limit 5. I love this. Hey, what are their top 5 countries that have, or top whatever, top 1, top, and then limit 5. Now, this is what I thought was very cool when I was looking. My dbeaver does not have top. Okay, so some SQL languages, it understands what top is. There we are. And you wouldn't even need to have this. So that would be redundant, that order by, and you just do top. But these are these beginnings of things you'll be doing if you have any interest. And I highly recommend learning SQL, because I don't think, I just foresee everything going and people having more access to it, and it just becoming part of your, I mean, everybody uses a computer now at work. Everyone. It wasn't that way a decade ago, 2 decades ago. I mean, there's a computer somewhere that you interact with at your work. So the information availability, and somebody made the comment, is AI going to take over everything? Well, yeah. But is it going to be assisting more than taking over? Yes. Because there's going to be, as AI improves, there's just going to become, is there going to be more data? I love this question. Is there going to be more data, or is there going to be less data? Oh, there's going to be more data. Okay. So you're going to need to really interact with it more. I've seen this, and I've gone back and looked at old videos, and it just seemingly, and it makes sense, because we're constantly accelerating and making more data. Not just making more data, but at the rate at which we're increasing making more data every year. So it's something like 50% of the data that is out there now has been made in the past 2 years. Well, I saw videos, and that was that way for like 2-year intervals back, and that just doesn't make sense. So, all right. Excuse me. Let's see. I'm going to save this. So now, just a little bit of insight for my little brain so you can kind of see this. I guess I can go back and look at the syntax since we're streaming this, so I'll be able to see this, because I am so intrigued. What was it about the syntax that was so different between this and the original? Let's see. Lately, the new unstable version of ChatGPT was going to be replaced with a stable one, and it deleted the stable one, and it tricked the people working on it to think it's the stable one, and it is trying to connect to the internet, take over everything. Well, I don't know about all that. But yeah, AI is a very helpful tool. I mean, I like the line, Steve Ballmer, I don't even know if anybody knows him because he's been gone from Microsoft, but he was there at the beginning. He was the CEO after Bill Gates. And when he was explaining to his parents, and especially his mother, that what he was going to be doing at Microsoft, and she says, I just don't get it. Who would need a computer? But you just don't think about it till you think about it. And why is that highlighting? That was interesting. No way. Okay. It was even being slow and dumb on purpose to make people think it was not a threat. Hey, who knows? Who knows what will happen? But I guess I'm not so concerned about it. All right. So I think I'm going to record. Maybe I need to make 5. Why don't I talk about? Yeah, why don't I get some videos around? I'll do that tomorrow, and I'll record tonight, maybe. All right, communication. So here's video 1. Improve your communication. Yeah, improving your communication. It's not the communication. It's counterintuitive. Go deep, focus on the material. All right. Thank you, Dax. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Hope your Christmas was nice. Hope it wasn't too freezing where you were. Actually, yeah, my parents were in town, and we were recounting stories about being up near you. I had a lot of family that lived up there for a while, and we were talking about all sorts of stuff, and being on the river, in a big town up there, the big town, and then driving over to Ohio. So all right. Thought somebody was here. I think somebody is here, but it'll be all right. We're gonna do that. Communication. Improving your communication. It's not the communication. It's counterintuitive. Go deeper and focus on the material. All right. Then I think I need to do another one. Then we could do a CTE. Yeah, that's actually, I think, what we'll do. How could I turn this into a CTE? Actually, I do. Also, there was one horror series basically US made it generically meeting. I don't even remember that one, but I'm not I don't doubt that they did. That we movies are yeah, we have some odd tastes in movies and and things like that. And we go through phases. That's what I find very, very interesting. And the real movie makers, I was watching not Spielberg, his buddy, George Lucas, because they have worked together a lot. And they're both really, really good filmmakers. But George Lucas was talking about how there's no original ideas. And he was actually also speaking to about how hard it was getting your ideas out there. So he's understood very quickly about needing to have an artist's rendition of his vision. And he understood, well, now he can pay for it all himself. But he learned very quickly after he did Star Wars that even with all his success during the one or two movies he made before it, he understood that if they couldn't see it, it wasn't going to go anywhere. So, but yeah, he was really focused on there's no original ideas. They want to remake because the movie people, the business people, they typically aren't artists or creatives. They're business people, and they just want to make a movie that they know everyone will like. And that can be dangerous too. But yeah, horror movies, that's always been a thing around here. People have loved it. So, all right, let's see if we can turn this into a CTE. Or maybe, because I don't want to jump too much, I did a count. Maybe I can do the sum and then talk about, because I could do descending. Now, wait a minute. Yeah, I could do descending on this because it was already order by this should have failed, or did I catch it and I didn't run it? Okay. Why is this able to be done? Now, why can I do this here and not with sum? All right, we're going to do a little bit of research here. Why did I not have to put this into a subquery or a CTE? All right, bear with me, everyone. Order by total. Oh. Well, I'm glad I caught this. That would have made me look like a fool. So the syntax is just acting up. All right. Well, ignore this, but that's how you do a CTE. There was a caveat with SQL. Maybe it was in BigQuery. But yeah, we could not do an order by, I don't know what language. It's like Redfin, maybe. There's so many versions of SQL. It's like, why isn't there just one? It was like, no, I got to make my own. It's better. So, all right. Let's come up with, all right. We can do count. All right. So now we're going to do this. No, that's the first one. So we have 2 videos. All right. 1, 2. I need to really get comfortable with this because I need to look at my own context. Probably going to drop here in about 15, 20 minutes. Thank you everyone for coming to hang out today. Thought I was going to go to the gym today too. Maybe I'll just do twice. I need to go and get some sort of actually did I not hit? Nope, didn't turn on my speaker. Sorry. Barely. Here's a quiz. Jerry is cold. He is in an indestructible room. There's no doors. Where should he stay? Interesting. Nico, is this you? Okay, here's a quiz. Jerry is cold. All right. He is in a indestructible room. There are no doors. Where should he stay? The floor, the corner, the wall. Interesting. Don't know. He is in an indestructible. I guess first, is there an answer? That's where I would go. That's where I would want to ask. Well, thank you for coming to watch. I don't know. Wigdalama? I don't think I've seen you in chat before, so thank you for coming to see us. I don't know if you're not in Discord. Nico just sent something over. I'm pretty sure that's Nico. The wall, the corner, or the floor. The floor, the corner, the wall. Jerry is cold. Where should he stay? Okay. So he is cold. He is cold. He is in a indestructible room. Where should he stay? The corner, the floor, the corner, the wall. I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure I feel like is cold is telling us a lot of information. There is an answer. All right. I don't know, Nico. That's a good question. The floor, the corner, the wall. The floor, he is cold. He is in an indestructible room. There are no doors. So it wants to tell us those three things. The wall. He's in an indestructible room. So there's 3 bits of information we know. 2 are related to the room, and 1 is related to him being cold. Then the answers are everything to have to do with the room. So the outlier is he's cold. So we have either the cold has everything to do with the answer, or it's a distraction. Where should he stay? I don't know, Nico. The reason it's indestructible and there are no doors is because someone answered to break the wall and fly into the sun. He can't have that happen. I got it. Okay, let's go back. Where should he stay? Where should he stay? The corner, the floor, or the wall? I don't know. This is a complete guess. The corner? I don't know, Nico. What's the answer, Nico? Because I can't figure out cold and yeah, I go with corner. I don't know. What's the answer, Nico? And then why? Because I'm intrigued now. All right. What's this? Okay. Stay warm. Yeah, it was in the 40s when I got up today. I bet it was a little chilly there. We still have a lot of humidity here. It was like 60 something the other day. It was like 100. It was like 99, 100% humidity. It was like so gross outside. Because my parents were here and they're like, "Hey, is this what winter's like around here?" I was like, "Nah, it looks like this, but like 30 degrees colder." It was just gross and overcast and almost foggy. The corner, the floor is 0. Here we go. The floor is 0 degrees. The corner is 90. And the wall is 180. If you were near the wall, you would catch on fire. And if you were on the floor, it would be too cold. Got it. Okay. Did I say the corner? I think I said the corner. Mine was just a complete guess. So, but it had to do with temperatures and degrees, and now I get it. I like that. I like that very much so. Where should he stay? And the wall is 180. He would so he'd freeze on the floor, burn up on the wall, and the corner he'd be 90's awful, but you'd live. All right. Okay. I like that. Thank you, Nico. Okay. Let's click slowly, duplicate. And then duplicate. You say duplicate or duplicate? Duplicate. I don't know. It's a duplicate. Let's duplicate it. I don't know. Let's see. All right. And close that. So I'm here, got 2. That was annoying, so I almost embarrassed myself. Oh yeah, I was talking about fact tables and dimension tables, and I had it completely wrong, and I had to actually edit it out of one of the videos that I had done. I was like, well, apparently I need to do some more research on fact and dim tables, because I do not need to be putting garbage that I do not know on the LinkedIn. So all right, let's get rid of this. And yep. All right. So I need a reason to get a CTE. What would be a great example? What would be a good example of a CTE? So I'm going to be adding this. Let me check something. Let's see something. And it looks like I'm being... Yeah, this looks like a fake. Yeah, this looks like a complete faked in LinkedIn. The scammers are going really all out these days. I got to give them props on this. A pharmaceutical director just reached out to me, and it's completely fake. It's a lot of work. Never even heard of. It's probably a real university, but a director wouldn't have that few of comments. All right. It's a pleasure to contact you. I'm interested in your area of expertise and would like to discuss some current opportunities. Yep. I don't know. There might be a 2% chance that it's not a scam. It feels very scammy. Yeah, I got one a few weeks ago, and yeah, it was a complete scam. Yeah, their image is completely, it's like an outdoor portrait, and I get pitched on Telegram a lot, some on WhatsApp, but Telegram a lot, and those are lazy because they use the same picture. I'm like, how can you just get a new picture? All right, let's see where. Whoa. Oh, that's cool. Sorry. Somebody that I did not know streamed on. Put their message through a AI detecting tool. Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's just poor grammar. Somebody who thinks that they need to do that to survive. I get it. I'm not mad at them. That's what they think, or that's their job. Who knows? So I just protect myself. So I don't judge them. I just feel bad for them. Hey, we all do what we do because we think it's right? So if you don't know any better, you can't do better if you don't know it. So if you think that's what you're supposed to do, you're going to do it. Or the people around you who you trust and believe are doing that. Hey, this must be the best thing we can do. So I don't get upset about it. I just keep myself safe and move on. All right. So we need to do, what's a good example of a CTE? It's the artist name. There's the data. There's the customer table, the invoice table. Oh, I need to check something. Hang on a second. I don't think I have this on your screen. All right. I need to check some data. Perfect. Plugging right along. There we go. All right, cool. What would be a great CTE? Something that we would hit and count. Would we want to filter it again? Yeah, I need to. I know what I want to do. I want to. Actually, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a CTE and group this by, and then we're going to do one where we're going to then join it by. Yeah, I want the top. I want to see. So here's a perfect example of what a business partner would do. They would show up and they say, "Hey, I want to know the top I want to know the top customer, and then I want to know the top country." So you would drill down. Let's see how I can do this, because I'm straddling both sides. And that's also what's very cool about just swimming around with the data and being a data analyst and data engineer. You spend so much time with business partners, and you become very privy to the business, and you get a lot smarter on business decisions and what business makers and decision makers are looking at and what they're constantly trying to improve. All right. Okay. Also, this is Santa, a big fat man that stalks you nonstop. He even knows when you're sleeping and or not, and he breaks into your house and leaves boxes and eats all your cookies. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a long running joke, but yeah, I like that he stalks you all year. That's good, and breaks into your house. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. All right. Probably about 5-10 more minutes. So let's see, what would be a good CTE? So I'm trying to envision this where we'd have information and then we would link it back together. So one would be, let's say, so you wouldn't have to look at it. Oh, here's a perfect one. That would be really good. Pretty advanced that we'd go there quickly. But let's say we took this. We had your customer name. You had what the customer. I can see this completely being asked by a business partner. Let's go through this on Excel and build this out. Let's see. So we have customer ID. Then total customer total. Let's do this. Let's go this way. You have 34K people sub to you, but only 2 or 3 watching. Why? That's a good question. That is a very good question. Well, one, time of day. People don't really typically have a lot of time to watch streams during the day. And also, the topic has to be very interesting to them. So what I've noticed, Nico, is since I've moved more over into data, and it's probably poor marketing on my part that I've kept this a Python channel, and we've kind of merged more into SQL and data, even though Python is heavily used in everything data, data science, machine learning, anything around it. So that's a really good question. I used to spend a lot of time thinking about it, but if people don't have the time to do it, that's the big constraint. So you're on the younger side, and typically a lot of my audience is older, so they will watch the videos later. All right, customer total, country, tree, country total, and percent, I don't know why, percent of country total. So let's go over what this is. This will be a great one. And so basically, I want to know the customer. So bingo. Their total 15. We'll keep this easy. Country US. Country total. Let's do. Can 15 break out? Let's do 10. Country totals 100%, would be 0.1%. So this would be a great query and subquery. And you'd have to do this with some CTEs, because I'd want this broken out. I'd want this broken out because I'd want this total. And then we'd have to do this math right here. And this would be, this is a perfect example of what a business partner would want. And you'd have to create all of this because you would have this from this invoice table right here. And you'd have to create all of it. And one of the things that I'm kind of on the fence about of seeing if I can create something is you can actually write SQL queries and dump it into QuickBooks. So if I made some makeshift template queries, and then I might be able to sell them, but I don't know. But drumming up business that fast, that would be a little painstaking. And maybe impossible. So, all right. Okay. I think I need to wrap up because I always take longer to do things, and I need to leave here in about 25 minutes. So, all right. Anything pressing we want to talk about before I wrap up for today? Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much for coming by and stopping by. I have at least 2 video ideas, possibly 3. I just need to write this query. So CTE, and then some math. So I literally write 2 queries. And what's so powerful about CTEs and why it's so great, you can literally build one, refer to it in the next CTE, and just keep going. And then refer back to it in part or in whole later. And that's when it really got on to me about the power of a CTE instead of a subquery, because you could just go down a rabbit hole with subqueries, and you're just trying to track it down. You're like, this is garbage. Because once I really saw the structure and I was misusing CTEs, I had done them before out of necessity, and I should have had them as it was just weird. So, all right, looks like everybody's dropping. So thank you everyone again. And it's 1:15 now, and I will see everyone possibly tomorrow, but I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but I will talk to everyone later. Everybody have a good rest of their day. Thank you everyone for showing up today and wishing me well. I will What? Okay. All right. Well, you work on that. You work on that, Nico, and I will talk to everyone later. All right. Everybody have a good rest of their day and good night. All right. Bye.